another one.
I am currently working as a manual and automation tester. I am doing maintenance of already developed test automation Selenium framework. Since the framework is already developed, I am not able to do much new scripting. I am not able to build my logic required for automation scripting. I am clear about Selenium concepts, but when it comes to apply logic along with Java, I get confused and stuck. Can any one of you help me with this? You can suggest me any resources, courses, or classes. All right. So this is an amazing question, an amazing situation, right? So you're always trying to sneak one in on us. All right, there we go. 5 minutes. Let's go. So here's the situation, right? One of the reasons that I got to be the most amazing QA engineer is because of critical thinking and due to like the manual testing and trying to develop different situations. If you do this, then this is gonna happen. Like, I mean, when you think about it, right? Manual testing, which is more than just like following a set of test cases, it's actually analyzing the website, determining the test plan, creating the test cases for it, right? Test cases are just Boolean statements, right? If I do this, then I should get these expected results. If I do not get these expected results, then I get these actual results, right? And if the actual results don't match the expected results, I have an issue. If they do match, then I am successful and I move on, right? Just logic. Now, when you say that, and I'm all right, we'll focus on the whole thing, right? So, you're doing maintenance work on already developed test automation Selenium framework. Number one, so it's already built, and so there's not much you can do. Number one, that is entirely your fault. All right, so that is entirely your fault because it goes back to the concept of you cannot depend on your company to teach you everything that you know, right? If they already have a framework that is developed and you're not able to do much new scripting, that life balance, we always come back to the life balance, right? We're always coming back to the life balance. If you can't do it at work, do it at home. You should be coding at home. I'm gonna make a book recommendation right in the middle of this, right? The book recommendation is by Robert C. Martin, Uncle Bob. It's called The Clean Coder. And one of the things that it stresses in that book, and he probably stresses it in his other books too, but in that book, I love that book, right? Because it talks about professionalism. And what do I mean by professionalism? So I love basketball, right? And I didn't appreciate this player as much as I appreciate him today, right? And that's Kobe Bryant. In Tim Grover's book, Winning, he would talk about Kobe Bryant's work ethic, where he would show up to the gym, and Tim Grover would show up to the gym to have a training session with Kobe Bryant at like 2:30 in the morning. And Kobe Bryant was already drenched in sweat because he's been working already. He's probably been there like an hour or two earlier, like working, right? And that work ethic translated on the court to not being the most talented or skilled player, but being the hardest working player. And I'd say Kobe Bryant is probably the hardest working player to play the game. And that's why he is up there, right? And the reason I bring that up is because just because you're not able to do it at work, do it at home, right? Work on your scripting, work on your logic, right? Work on writing automated tests, work on writing test cases, work on automating those test cases, work on writing defects. Practice. You know, another one of my favorite players. He said this, practice. We talking about practice? Yeah, we're talking about practice, all right? Like you gotta practice your craft, right? So you gotta put in that work. You gotta practice writing different test cases, right? Automating those test cases. Even if there's not really a defect, practice writing defects, you know, and then not only that, you can use that as a portfolio. But so now it says you're clear about the concept of Selenium. Well, Selenium is an easy concept to understand. It's writing like do this, do this, do this, do this. Selenium is not that hard. To me, the hardest part of Selenium is getting like selectors and getting your developers to put good selectors so you can have successful tests, right? So but the logic is in whatever coding language you're doing, right? So whether it's Java or Python or C# or Ruby or JavaScript, whatever it might be, right? That's where the logic comes in, where you need to think about like, all right, creative ways, innovative ways to do things, whether that's like using loops, what type of loop to use, whether you're doing for eaches or fors or if statements, your operators, all that, right? That's where it comes in the logic that you're saying you're having trouble with. And one way to get better at that is, oh God, because this is something that I am trying to start, but just do not have the capacity for it yet. But you need to do what they would call a kata, right? And what that is, I forgot which language. It's probably Japanese, but I could be wrong. So don't quote me on that. But it stands for practice, right? And you have to practice the code. And there's websites that offer that where, and it might not be specific to Selenium, but I don't think it needs to be. You need to work on, in your case, Java. You need to work on your Java coding, your Java logic, and what it'll have is every day, right? And this is what Uncle Bob suggested, right? Every day, 30 minutes in the morning before work, 30 minutes after work, you are using one of these coding katas where you are where it's like you don't necessarily have to complete the exercise, but you need to make progress on it. And then it's like it could be like the FizzBuzz thing, right? Where you're coding that, but like you're getting better at it, or you're getting faster at it, or you're getting better and faster at it, right? And like there's websites that offer you different types, different different like code projects to do, little things like that. It's just to stimulate your mind. So when you do get to work, you get to the job, you're working for the job and you're not learning for the job, right? To me, like I think that you do yourself a disservice and you do your employer a disservice when you use the job as your opportunity to work instead of using your time, your life balance to be amazing. And now you work for work, right? So that's what I have to say about how you can learn, how you can learn the logic. And what I'll do as well, I will reach out to you and give you some resources and courses that might help you. But definitely, you need to practice. It all boils down to that. All right. So,
if you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.